All right, everyone. Welcome back. You know how it is. Sometimes it feels like everything's just hitting you at once.
Oh, yeah.
Deadlines, family stuff, that thing you forgot to do 3 weeks ago,
Hmm.
and you just feel ah, like you just want to scream into a pillow.
Totally.
We're talking about stress today. Well, that feeling is stress,
Yeah.
but we're going deep, like way past just feeling stressed.
Right.
We're going to look at the science. You guys sent over some really interesting material, and it's clear you're ready to get into it. Like, how does this stuff actually affect your body?
Yeah, that's what we're here for.
It's a deep dive. So get ready for some surprises. We'll try to keep it clear and concise, but stick around to the end.
Yeah. We've got some tips on how to fight back against stress, too.
Absolutely.
Okay, so when we talk about stress, the first thing that comes to mind for me is that, fight or flight response. Like caveman days, running from a saber-toothed tiger. I mean, they must have been stressed all the time, right? Well, back then, that fight or flight response was super important. I mean, life or death, right?
Yeah.
The American Psychological Association, they describe it as this, flood of hormones like adrenaline, cortisol, and it gets you ready. Like, are you going to fight or are you going to run away?
Right. Makes sense.
And it gives you that burst of energy, helps you focus, like when you really need it in an emergency.
So, like, a little bit of stress is actually good. Like, that's what gets us going, right?
Yeah.
Like to meet a deadline or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that extra push. But the problem is we aren't meant to be in that state all the time. Our bodies, they're not designed for that.
Right. It's not sustainable.
Exactly. And that's when, chronic stress becomes a problem. It's like we're constantly bombarded by stuff, all these stressors and those hormones, they're just flooding your system. And that's when things can go wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense. And that's, like the sources we got, they talk a lot about chronic stress and like heart problems, which is kind of scary.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. There's a study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. It showed that chronic stress, increases your risk of high blood pressure and even heart disease. It's like, just imagine your heart is working overtime all the time.
Yeah.
Like you're running a marathon every day.
Whoa. Okay. I never thought of it that way.
Hmm.
That's, I need to chill out.
Yeah, it takes a toll. It
I mean,
really does.
it makes you think. And speaking of like, stuff inside, you know what else gets me when I'm stressed? My stomach. Like
Yeah.
every time I have a big presentation, I get those knots.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like my stomach knows before I do.
You're definitely not alone there. I mean, the Mayo Clinic talks about this, like how stress just messes with your digestion.
Hmm.
You get diarrhea, constipation, bloating. It's like all the fun stuff. But what's really interesting is that stress actually changes the bacteria in your gut.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So like my stress-induced ice cream cravings are actually making things worse.
Oh,
Yeah. Figures. But it's crazy, right? That like I knew stress affected you, but long-term gut issues, that's I never really thought about that before.
Yeah, it's a whole area of research. Is super complex, that gut-brain connection.
Speaking of connections, is there a link between being stressed and getting sick all the time?
Yeah.
Because I swear, anytime I'm super overwhelmed, I like instantly catch a cold.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Big time. Cortisol, that stress hormone, remember? It's
Yeah.
tricky.
Yeah.
Like short term, it's helpful, but when you've got it chronically high, it actually, it suppresses your immune system.
So it's like stress is literally weakening my defenses.
Yeah, basically. It's like, imagine your immune system is this army and it's fighting off those germs.
Mhm.
Well, stress comes in and it reduces the number of soldiers.
Oh, no.
So yeah, you're more likely to get sick.
Makes sense.
Okay.
So we talked about the heart, the stomach, the immune system.
Mhm.
What about our brains?
Yeah, that's a big one. The National Institute of Mental Health, they've done a ton of research on this. And it turns out that long-term stress, it actually changes the chemistry of your brain,
Whoa.
especially in certain areas like the hippocampus, which deals with memory, and the amygdala, which handles emotions.
So like stress can literally rewire our brains.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's kind of wild to think about. I've heard about like students who get burnout from, academic pressure.
Yeah.
And they're having trouble sleeping. They're tired all the time. No motivation. Is that related?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Stress can lead to anxiety, depression, a whole bunch of mental health challenges. It makes it harder to focus, to learn, to, even just enjoy things.
Okay, so this is all kind of intense.
Yeah.
A lot to process,
Yeah.
But I mean, there's got to be something we can do about stress, right? We're not like just stuck with it.
Right. Yeah, that's the good news. We're not powerless. There are a lot of things you can do that are actually proven to work,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
proven to help manage stress.
So, like, in the stuff we got, they mentioned exercise, mindfulness, and getting enough sleep. Like, do those things actually work?
They really do. Yeah. Harvard Medical School, they're, big on regular physical activity, like just a 30-minute walk every day at a decent pace can make a big difference. And mindfulness,
Yeah, okay.
like meditation, that can help you be more aware, find some calm in all the craziness.
So what we're learning here is that stress is not just like a feeling,
Right.
it has a real impact on our whole bodies.
Absolutely. And knowing that, I think, is really powerful because it means that, hey, we can make choices that protect our well-being.
Yeah, I love that. So as you're listening to this, think about, what surprised you most about the science of stress. And maybe even think about which one of those stress-reducing techniques you might try, even today. Just a small step can make a huge difference.
Knowledge is power.
That's our deep dive for today on stress and the body. Go forth, de-stress, and stay curious. We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.